So today we're going to be talking about 4 ways to transform public product documentation with the help of Spacecraft. We're going to be looking at how you can turn your public Confluence spaces into engaging public sites with some help from Spacecraft. So we are going to be starting off with selecting the spaces for a site, theming a site, looking at how you can hide native Confluence elements, and then look at how you can customize some extra elements like the links, header links, and footer. So I will pass it over to Jonathan, who's the product owner for Spacecraft, so he can show you how you can achieve all of that.
Thank you very much. Alrighty. So we are in a Confluence, and for today we're gonna be editing the page of Frolic Fusion Enterprises. Just imagine that's your company for now. And this is your Confluence, right? We can, if we look at this Confluence from an anonymous standpoint, you will see in just a second. That's what it looks like. We're in a guest window here. So this is what the anonymous Confluence looks like. You still have all this info about apps and templates and buttons that people can't use. Not necessarily anyway. You have space settings. Yeah, and we're looking to clean this all up a bit and just focus on the actual content of our page and the other pages that are related to that. Anyway, so let's hop into Spacecraft. Upon opening Spacecraft, we're prompted to create our first site. It's pre-filled with the name of our instance, but we want another one. We're going to do the Frolic Fusion. And also, I want, respectively, the space that I want to publish. I could have more spaces here if I wanted to, if I have different things, product documentation, marketing, or even internal use cases, like HR information, finance stuff, could add different spaces, but we'll stick with this one for now. We have the option to start with a theme. We'll do the theming in just a second, but just to have that, we do bring some templates with us that you can choose from, just to get your look started. And we're also working on more options to provide even further, theming options like navigation menus and floating table of contents and stuff like that. But for now, let's just create the site. Upon creating the site, it's still, so this is our URL that people can find us on. The site is still unpublished until I decide to basically put it live. And let's start with the theming. So while being unpublished, what you're seeing here is a preview page. In the process of changing that so that we will always see the actual content of your Confluence page. But for now, this content here will be replaced by the space you just chose in the beginning. Let's do the sidebar. We'll clean it up a little bit because we don't have that many pages here. So we'll just reduce it to the height that we need. We will, of course, add our logo. Let's upload that for Frolic Fusion right here. And yeah, that's good for now. Logo already has a title for our company, so we don't need to put an extra one. We could do that. We could also add some custom fonts if we wanted to, but we'll skip that for now. Looks a bit plain right now, so we will add a background image. And I don't have one here, so we'll just use our library. And let's go with something subtle, like these clouds. They work nice with our logo, I think. There we go. That's the background image. The sidebar, to give it some more life, we'll also put kind of cloudy colors. I think it still works with the logo, so that's fine. We do have some more options to change the width of the page and rounded corners here, give it some padding or remove it. The shadow, plenty of options, but we'll just go with that. The only thing that we're changing now is the favicon, so the icon that is displayed in the tab of your browser. You can see already in my Confluence, I have a respective icon for our company, and we'll just change that. We could upload one, but we can also just use the one from our Confluence here and save that. And then we're good to go. Right, save that. And moving on. Now this is our page looking nice. Now we'll edit the actual Confluence page. This is a static image, of course, but it's just to show what will be toggling on and off now. So first, let's actually remove the contributor information. So I don't see on my Spacecraft page who is worked on, don't see the page history and all that. We already have the extensions disabled. We'll leave the share button on just in case people do want to share our site. This works. This is the native Confluence page, and so it works with the classic Confluence sharing. And we will also leave the page title on for now. You could create some more seamless looks if you want to actually remove the entire header of the page. For example, if you're using apps like Karma, you can create really good looking websites with that, but for now we'll leave it on. Other things, this isn't supposed to be interactive, so we'll leave these off as well. And we will enable the search. I'll show you what that means in just a second, and save that as well. So just to provide some context for the search, previously you would have the Confluence native macros like live search, like page tree search embedded on your Confluence page. But of course, that is always, it's dependent on that one page. So it could work on your home page, but then once you move further down your page tree, you're losing that macro. And so people have asked for a global option. And so we've built our own that just exists outside of the Confluence page. So regardless where you are on your Spacecraft page, you will be able to access a search that works on all these pages in your on your published site. If you had multiple spaces, that as well. There we go. Now let's add some links. So for now, as I've just shown, you have this. Just go back. You have the page. This is all your Confluence content, all the pages in your space. You chose to publish in the Confluence content here, but you might want to add some external resources. So you can add some links here. Let's do a classic service desk maybe. Let me get a link real quick here, and then we'll also add product feedback and add another link like so. So this is the live preview of our page again. So this is just the top section of our page. This is where the links live. We do have some different styling options. We can also turn them into buttons to make them more prominent, more like call to actions. We'll leave it at links for now. We'll just change the text color slightly so they're maybe a bit more visible. Let's go with that. That's fine. And actually, let's also have them open in a new tab because I want to keep the user on our site. Save that. Let's do the footer as well. The bottom of our page, we'll just do our copyright line, maybe add another thing like careers. What's that going to be? .frolicfusion.com. And then we'll actually center this, make this a bit lighter. I think that works. Cool. And then if, I did decide to enter some more spaces later to the page, if we're expanding or something, I can always edit the spaces here, choose which space is the homepage where a user lands on when they actually enter your URL, give them custom redirect URLs so you can actually make something more memorable here. By default, this will be the space key, but you could also call this, I don't know, home or marketing or whatever you like. But we'll not do that for now. And now with everything set up, this is our page, our links here at the bottom that we've just set. And I think we are ready to publish it. Now all our changes will go to the site. The site will be published. If we do changes now, they initially will be unpublished. So they won't be reflected on your live page until you again publish the changes to have them reflected on your site. And there we are. on our Spacecraft page. And now we can see this is actually the content that we've created, or that we started with, from our Frolic Fusion landing page here. So this is the original content. This is the content on Spacecraft, complete with all your macros, the share button that we've left on. This is our cards macro that works. We have all our pages here that are in the Confluence space. And we also have, I believe, somewhere, let's do this, a full karma page. So you can see with that, it's really nice to keep your content in Confluence, edit it there, but then have it published. If we now move the page title out here, for example, and hit that, you could get a really seamless, clean website. And going back, just one last side by side. This is where we're starting. This is what we get. And yeah, it's way cleaner, better looking, provides a better user experience. And that is the end of it.
It's now time for questions and answers. So submit your questions if you have any, and we will answer as many as we can. I have a first question for Jonathan. How do I know which space people will see when they land on my site?
Right. So as mentioned, let's just pretend here we're adding another space, and this will be main for now, and the main actually contains marketing. Now this, you can just drag and drop the selection of your spaces. The top one will always be the homepage, so the one that people enter when they land on your just wiki page IO website. So if I wanted main to be the homepage, I'll drag this to the front, and this way you can decide which space comes first.
We have another question that's come in. How many wikipage.io sites can there be per Confluence site?
We've had a limitation in the past because, of course, what we're doing with the wikipage.io domain is providing subdomains. And so to avoid singular instances blocking a large number of available names, we've set a limit of 10. But that is an arbitrary. If there's actually a case for your instance needs more, you can always reach out and we'll figure that out. No problem. So there's no technical, well, there's, at the end of the day, there's no limitation. It's just a measure to keep it fair and available for as many people as possible.
So Jonathan, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about data residency, how the data is managed.
Yes, so currently, as I've mentioned in chat, it's currently hosted in EU West. I believe that's Frankfurt. And we don't yet have custom options for that. It's technically possible though. It's just we didn't have actually customers ask for that yet. And so we decided not to concern ourselves with that yet. But it's something that we can do. It is maybe also helpful to know, and that is in the marketplace actually. Oh, we don't have that Spacecraft marketplace. You have this privacy and security tab. So a lot of questions regarding, for example, data, where is data stored, how is it stored, is in this overview. And we don't persist a lot of data related to your Confluence pages because we're basically embedding the original Confluence page. So all that data stays with Atlassian. And what we are hosting is basically the themed site around that. So there will be no critical data that you might have in our backend.